I told you after the Kings and the Golden State Warriors finished their series, I said my sources told me they wanted the Golden State Warriors in the matchup. You came and said, Perk, I'm not discrediting your sources. I know you have them, but we all know their sources lie. Well, they wasn't lying. They was telling the truth. They wanted all that smoke.
I was also making fun of how you pronounce sauces.
Say it again. Wait, I need to hear you say it. Say it, Perk.
My sources. My sources. Yeah, my sources.
You know how Molly gets the food mixed up. You know what I'm saying? He started thinking about the sauces on the food. You know what I'm
saying? Well, Stephen, you add R's to words that don't need R's. I just can't think of a good example of that Queen's accent, but I'll think of a word.
Don't get me started, Karen. Don't get it started.
Oh my gosh! After 7 years, did you pronounce my last name right? Carry on, Perk.
7.5.
But S.A., I told you, Molly, I came on here and I said that this run is over. I knew it wasn't no repairing this relationship between Jordan Poole and Draymond Green. Do you not realize that Jordan Poole was non-existent? You know why? He just wasn't there, and it's hard. Klay Thompson wasn't there the entire series. We kept asking, when is playoff Game 6 Klay gonna? He wasn't there. And I told you also, you and Tim Legler, right when I was on there, I said, the one thing we do know is that LeBron James, he knows Steph Curry. He knows how to match up with him. He knows how to defend him. And that Steph was not going to have one of those 40 or 50 pieces against the Lakers. And it didn't happen. And it's no knock on Steph. It was just I knew they were going to base their defense around him and make others beat them. And that didn't happen. And they also was going to make him defend. And they was going to respond to you? And that's what happened. No.
Do I get to respond to you?
Let him have his moment.
No, because you came on here even when I wasn't on here, S.A., and you said, I'm going to say this, make this very, very clear. It's nowhere in hell the Los Angeles Lakers are beating the Golden State Warriors. And here
I don't recall that. I have no recollection of that.
Yeah.
I mean, I predicted the Warriors would win, but I don't recall saying there's no way in hell. I don't recall that. I think that's a bit extreme, but that's all right. That's okay. It's your day. It's your day. It's your day with that. I mean, first round, Ja Morant gets hurt early. You don't have Adams and Clark, but that's all right. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
I told you that.
It's okay.
I told you that.
I shouldn't say that about Memphis because we knew Adams and Clark wasn't in there coming into the series. Major props to the Lakers. Secondly, let's not act like I'm sad about it. I mean, my God, if the Lakers and Miami win, do we really think I'm going to be depressed? I couldn't be happier. You understand? So I'm good. I'm rooting for the Lakers to win this series, okay? I just don't know whether that's going to happen. But let me get to critiquing your prognostication about Anthony Davis compared to Klay Thompson. Klay Thompson did drop 30 in Game 2. Now, I don't know what the hell happened to him in Games 4, 5, and 6. I mean, I almost want to faint. What is it, 9, 10, and 8? Klay Thompson? I never saw that coming. Who would have thought that? I don't give a damn what kind of clamps you put on them. It's one of the top 5 greatest shooters in the history of basketball. It's going to be a long off season for him to look at knowing what an exceptional marksman he is, to go out like that and to leave Steph Curry hanging. He's going to have to live with that for a long time. I don't want to hear nothing about Jordan Poole. If you were going to have a bad season, have a bad season. But despite what happened with him and Draymond, okay, he still had a decent regular season. It was a precipitous drop-off once the postseason arrived. And then you start seeing and hearing the noise emanating out of their locker room. He was about himself. He wasn't about the team and some of the things that were being said. And we're not advocating violence or anything like that. But as I said last week, there's a level of clarity that came as it pertained to why the incident with Draymond Green happened to begin with. Because evidently they were dealing with this from the moment the brother got his bag. $128 million, $123 guaranteed. There seemed to be a change in his behavior that was inconsistent, obviously, with what they knew him to be prior to him getting his money. That's a few people. They got their bag, and then all of a sudden, they acting a little bit different. So these are kind of things that happen, but major props to the Lakers, major props to Darvin Ham, clearly the right coach for that job. And let's hope that something like this, if the Lakers continue to win, finally some team out there will notice that wherever Phil Handy goes, somehow, some way championships follow. This is a brother that should be given a head coaching opportunity.
Is the Warriors dynasty over?
Hell yeah, it's over, Molly. Hell yeah, and I don't give a damn what Draymond Green got to say. Yes, it's over. Let me explain something to you, okay? The run has been great, but let me say something that is actual facts. The Warriors really hadn't beat LeBron without KD since, 2016? I mean, Bron actually have them figured out. And as long as LeBron James is in the Western Conference, and as long as he can continue to play at that level, and he have Anthony Davis playing at that level, they still got to go through the Los Angeles Lakers. And guess what? Other teams in the Western Conference are going to continue to get better. And it's a lot of ifs with that organization. If Bob Myers re-signed back, if Klay Thompson take a pay cut. Why should Klay Thompson take a pay cut? Let's be honest here. Why should Klay take one? He don't have to. It's teams around the league that would actually give him a bag that he deserved, and rightfully so. I don't care about what he did this postseason. We already know what Klay Thompson is capable of doing. And put him alongside another star where he's getting more shots and things to that nature. I know one thing. S.A., you would love him in New York next to Jalen Brunson, wouldn't you? If they had the money to give Klay Thompson, wouldn't you love him in the NY next to Jalen Brunson? Hell yeah, you would. So why should Klay sacrifice and take less money to stay when he deserves a big bag? I don't get it. I know we keep wishful thinking, and I know Steph Curry is the people's champ, and I get it. Everybody love him and all that, and they want to continue to see him be successful. And hell, I want him to be successful. But at some point, all good things come to an end, just like the San Antonio Spurs. That dynasty is over.
Well, first of all, if all good things come to an end, how come that can't be applicable to LeBron James too? Last time I checked, he's a human being. He bleeds, he goes to the toilet just like everybody else. What are you talking about? Just the same way it can come to an end for other people, it can come to an end for him. Number two, Steph Curry is that dude. He is elite, and he is still elite. And we know that, and he happens to be about 4 years younger than LeBron James. So let's take that into consideration. Number three, I don't know why you sitting there asking me a question about Klay Thompson. Of course I'd love Klay Thompson with the New York Knicks. But I love him with the Golden State Warriors too. Ain't nobody advocated for him to take a pay cut. Okay, not this way. I'm a believer in the Warriors dynasty. I don't believe that you have to win every single year. I've seen the Lakers lose. The Lakers won 5 championships in the 80s, not 10. The Boston Celtics won 3 championships in the 80s, not 5 or 10. You've got dynasties. You've got elite teams. They don't win every year. Chicago didn't win every year. Detroit didn't win every year. Losses come along with the territory. To me, when we asked the question, we looked at the Warriors, okay? And they won 3 chips, all right? And then when did they get their 4th? After a 2-year hiatus, primarily due to Klay's injury, of course. But they had a 2-year hiatus, and they came back and they won a championship. Well, they lost this year. And that don't mean they can't come back and win next year. When I think about the dynasty, here's what I'm thinking about, KP. Steph, Klay, and Dre. That's what I'm thinking about. I'm saying that core, of course that's not enough. Of course you got to tweak it. But if those 3 dudes are on the squad together, I'm never counting them out. Because I believe, depending on the parts around you, you can tweak it and still make it happen. If Bob Myers stays, and I don't know if he will, but if he were to stay, I believe Bob Myers knows what the hell he's doing and knows how to tweak it. I personally believe they should trade Jordan Poole. I really do. I know he's young, and I know his upside is tremendous. But when the attitude is an issue, okay, you can't waste any time with Steph Curry because you'll never find him again. There will never be a shooter on the Golden State Warriors. Maybe there will never be a shooter in the history of the game that's Steph Curry again. This is a once-in-a-lifetime brother we talking about, or at least once in a generation. You can't find people that could do what he does, okay? And so I look at it, you've got to max out Steph Curry to the best of your ability and do whatever it takes to appease and acquiesce to his needs to maximize your potential as a championship contender. I believe Joe Lacob and the Warriors will do just that. I don't know what they'll do, but I believe they will do just that. And as a result, the Warriors will be back in the mix, all right, and back in the championship picture either next year. In the next 2 years, the Warriors going to be back in the finals. That's what I believe.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes, sir.
Why is it even a conversation about Bob Myers and him returning back? A guy that didn't help build this team and deliver for a championship.
Because he might want to leave. Because he might want to leave. Because he might want to leave.
Why? But why?
Well, because I'm just giving you my opinion. My personal opinion is that there are people within the Warriors organization that want to ascend, that Joe Lacob wants to give an opportunity, and the Warriors ownership want to give an opportunity to ascend, one of them being his son Kirk, who obviously knows a thing or two about the game of basketball and has been very instrumental in helping Bob Myers and others. But Bob Myers is that dude, and me personally, I don't care what anybody says. This Bob Myers would have been perfect for the Lakers job. It's just that Pelinka pulled off these trades when the trading deadline arrived and saved his job and his future in L.A.
Nobody knows Bob Myers better than me. You know Bob Myers represented me for 10 years of my playing career before he took the Golden State job.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, he represented. He represented me. He was my agent before he took on the job. Great dude, great basketball mind, a brilliant basketball mind. But
yes,
Stephen, let me ask you another question. You don't think Devin Booker and KD and the Suns are going to be back stronger next year? You don't think they're going to add to that roster?
That depends on who they get. Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.